Welcome to Real Talk.
It's time to talk the season finale of Fallout. And this isn't going to be a big preamble. I'm fully psyched. We've got so much mystery going on. I don't think it's all going to be answered in this episode. I may be pleasantly surprised, but I feel like there's going to be big cliffhangers for season 2. But I'm super excited to see what we learn about Vault 31 with Norm's exploration, what we find out about with Moldaver and her community up at the observatory. It feels like Lucy's finally going to head that way. She has the head. She wants her dad back. Maximus has to deal with the Brotherhood of Steel. He's returning without what he says he's got, namely the head. But maybe he'll be able to deceive them long enough to delay them going after Lucy. We can only assume that Coop is going to reach the observatory along with Lucy, and we're going to get sort of our big showdown between Coop, Lucy, Moldaver, Dad. Maybe we'll learn about Mom, whether she died back in 77 or whether she left the vault. Yeah, who knows? But I'm excited to dive into it. So let's do that right now. This is the final episode of season 1, episode 8, and it's called The Beginning.
What is the ultimate weapon to destroy your competition? It's time.
Find me.
I will.
Does he know he's... Yeah. He knows he's gonna die. Probably. Oh, geez, they're all descending on Philly. Brotherhood of Steel flag is up in town. They've taken over.
This is not the first time a brother in your company has fallen into misfortune.
And they're going to find out it's not in there.
I fear you lied then, just as you lie now.
I can get you the real head.
Confess.
Don't kill me and I can lead you to it!
Please, my lord. My injury was my own doing, not his.
She's lying.
For the sake of the Brotherhood, please listen to him.
Where's he going to lead them?
How did Titus die?
He died running.
Power is taken, not given. The lesson you seem to have learned. Lead us to the relic. And together, we will take power. We will start a new brotherhood with me as its head and the likes of you as its sword.
All right. Yeah, here we are.
I love you.
Love you too. Thank you, Coop.
It's a sweet ride.
Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't have kids myself, but I do have a training program for up-and-coming executives, and that's basically the same thing. The biggest obstacle to achievement has been the brevity of the human lifespan. Buds will keep my project on track centuries into the future. Nifty, huh?
Does Bud make ghouls? These guys are ominous. Okay, maybe not. Maybe just weird background placement. Please stand by.
Welcome.
Quite the spread you got there. Whoa. Who's the ghoul?
I've had a
Mom?
lot of time to think about this moment. I'm gonna keep things civil.
Who's the ghoul?
Give me my dad back.
What if I tell you how I know your father? Who he really is?
Don't listen to
You think your father was born in a vault? Alone?
It's 31 Raiders too?
I'll get it, don't you worry. The key's the future of humanity.
It's a brain in a jar!
It's ridiculous. I'll get it this time. The key to the
It's a
future of
Bud's
humanity.
Bud.
Nope, you're not Betty. Or Hank.
What are you?
Initiate Protocol 53. Now, alright, just hold it. Let me inject you with this.
No.
Don't go in there. Don't you access the info tree or look at the terminal. Wait.
There's a new guy who works with Barb. Henry, do you mind if I bring him by just to meet you for a moment?
Of course. Yeah, always happy.
Who's Henry going to be? Who is Henry? Oh, man.
We'd like to collaborate on some of our vaults.
What is the ultimate weapon of mass destruction?
Time.
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 Is the apex predator.
Here's my problem with the vaults. Who's to say your rats are gonna survive better than those animals on the surface?
Come on, Barb.
I think about my daughter. How do I provide her with a better future?
Who was overlooking the meeting?
And how do we design our vault society so
Yeah, who's this
our
up here?
children have that better future?
You'll never find out. Oh, he's gonna find out.
What's the reveal? Are we just growing people in here? Yeah.
These are Bud's buds. My buds. We kept vault-tec alive instead. A well-trained staff of highly supervised junior executives from my own assistant
Oh my
training program.
god. They're all from the past.
Management.
Play out your own ideas for how to create the perfect conditions for humanity. Whatever you want to do. No one needs to know. And may the best idea win.
Yeah. Please experiment with our population.
So what's Vault 32 and 33? Just people to be controlled?
What? Oh, they're our breeding pool. To create a class of super managers. People who will inherit the earth after we've wiped
It's not
it
working.
clean.
You got a bunch of cowards.
Overcrowd a vault, so people have to compete to survive inside it.
Develop a super mutant soldier using illegal immigrants.
We could pump psychotropic drugs into the air supply.
We could separate parents and children, and only the smartest kids reach adulthood.
Yep.
How can you guarantee results?
By dropping the bomb ourselves.
Whoa. Talk about a bomb on that
Everything
bombshell.
all right, Mr. Howard?
I'm fine, Betty.
He is so
It's going to
excited
be
meet
Hank.
you.
It's going to be Dad.
When we are the only ones left, there will be no one to fight.
Huge fan. I'm Henry, but everyone calls me Hank.
Wow. Yeah.
Part of an organization that thought they had the answers to all the world's
So how does that explain Moldaver? Because she's been around that long too.
We have conflict, and we have war. And war, well, war never changes.
Oh man, we are dropping so much from the games. It's awesome.
He never told your mother either.
She was like you. Kind, loving, curious. Isn't that why you came to the surface, really? To know why I took him?
Thank you.
Was it him? I need to know.
Wait, Dane, they're sending you?
Punishment for what I did to myself. I had no idea they'd blame you for it. I'm sorry.
Wow, they really did do it to themselves. I thought they just took the blame.
I was meant to go on that mission. I met someone. I'm leaving with her.
Don't,
I'm going
don't
back to where
tell
she came
anyone this. Maximus, you're an idiot.
There's nowhere safe, Max. And there's no leaving. I wish there was.
He's a frustrating character because, frankly, he's very realistic. He makes such dumb decisions. Presumably, he's leading them to the observatory, but is he? Where is he leading them?
Your mother discovered that something was siphoning the vault's water away. Maybe civilization had returned to the surface. When she told her husband, he said it was a ridiculous idea and that she should tell no one.
Leslie, let's go. Let's get out of here.
So she ran away and took her children.
Oh,
She is lying.
that's...
But then her husband came
and
after
killed her.
And when she decided not to return home, he took the children
And he killed her.
and he burned that city to the ground.
Was that Shady Sands?
That's how vault-tec deals with competition.
Dad did that? Mind blown.
Only a trusted vault-tec minion
Do not
can activate
listen
cold fusion.
to her.
My mother. What happened to her?
I think you know.
It's Mom. Yeah.
Give her the code. Give her the code, Dad.
I can't. I'm loyal to vault-tec. 10/10/97. Was that the date of the first Fallout game release? It's not the chip. It's like literally the device that creates cold fusion. Crazy. Alright.
You're just gonna keep me here? Just until we're all ready to go to the surface. I'd suggest you wait it out in your dad's pod. Unless you want to starve to death.
She is no different than me.
Yeah, but still don't have an explanation for how Moldaver's this. So Maximus led them right here.
She stopped being your mother when she left home. Forced to do horrible things in order to survive. I had to make a choice between their violent world and our peaceful one. I know I made the right choice.
You destroyed the NCR.
Tomorrow, so they say, will be a lovely day.
What is the solution but to get rid of the faction? To make the world us?
Well, kiss cold fusion goodbye.
I bet that outfit makes y'all feel like a big man, don't it? There was a flaw in the welding. I wonder if they fix that in this new model.
Nope.
I guess not.
Open the door, Lucy. Let's go. Lucy, hey. Hey, I'm her father. Can you get us out of here?
Ugh.
Come on. Hey, we gotta get out of here.
No, not with him.
What?
It was him. Shady Sands.
It wasn't the Brotherhood. But there's Brotherhood soldiers there. He wants to hurt the ones that hurt him. Oh, and Dad's in the armor.
Lucy, you're coming with me.
No! Max, wake up.
You see what this place does to people?
Morally ambiguous decisions.
You want another autograph, young Henry? Feo fuerte y famo. One question. Where's my fucking family?
Vault 1.
Wake up. Come on.
Is he dead?
Come on, please.
Yeah, he's dead. War never changes.
War never changes. Looks like chaos. But there's always somebody behind the wheel. That's who I want to talk to. That's where your daddy is headed. When his tin-can soldier friends take this place, they will kill you and everybody here.
More coming. What happened to Moldaver? Did we see her die?
Or you could come meet your makers.
Strap up, Lucy. She just shot her mom, didn't she?
You coming?
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. Not done yet. Okay, so the Brotherhood's... He's not dead. Yeah, you might be a little concussed there, Max. What's he going to do with the fusion? Doing the test. What's it going to do? It's going to power up the city. Wow. Wow. This is amazing. How long is it going to last, though, before in comes the BOS?
What do you suppose your brotherhood would do with infinite power? Maybe you can stop them. Maybe you can't. Maybe all you can do is try.
You killed her.
No.
All hail Maximus! That shall be night hereafter! All hail Knight Maximus! All hail Knight Maximus! We three, we're all alone.
Failing his way upward. What's the Peter principle at work? Oh, and me. Hey, pup. The Hollywood sign's still up. Sponsored by Nuka-Cola. Deathclaw skull! Where is his family? Is this the, quote, good vault? Oh my god. Is that New Vegas? The Tops Hotel and Casino. Does that mean season 2 is going to be New Vegas? Wow. Yeah, so these outros are always teasing the next location. So season 2, I'm guessing this, yeah, there we go. Confirmation. New Vegas. Frickin' awesome. Wow. Oh, awesome. What a freaking awesome finale. What a great way to tie up a season. We got more answers than I thought we would. Yeah, I didn't see it coming, but what an awesome explanation. Nothing about this doesn't fit with the universe. We anyone who's played the games knows how evil vault-tec is, but we've never seen the past at vault-tec. We've seen bits of it. We've seen how vault-tec deals with other companies, how they deal with the military-industrial complex. We've seen the results of their experiments in countless vaults, but we haven't seen vault-tec corporate, certainly at the levels that we've seen in this series. But man, it's so cool. We've seen cryogenically preserved survivors of the war before, and that's what Vault 31 is. You know, all these mid-level managers, buds, all frozen to be thawed out in turn to run the vaults, to preserve their genetic code, and to ultimately repopulate. And Vault-tec's insidious plan is theoretically to wipe out war. It's a terribly invalid plan, full of false logic. But the idea is, if war is between all these different factions, then let's eliminate all the factions and leave just us. But there will always be factions, you know, within any group. The only thing you can do is minimize the conflicts between those factions, or have a civil way of dealing with conflict that doesn't result in war. But man, I don't even know where to begin. Let's start in the past, I guess. Coop spies on his wife, and here's the evil plan. And, you know, all those ideas being spat out by those other companies, the Robcos and the Big MTs and the West Techs and all the others, they all are referred to in the games. What I'm really kind of hoping, guys, is that this series brings a ton of people to the games. That a ton of, and if you want to experience more of this world, by golly, pick one. It doesn't matter what order you do them in. That's the best part. Play Fallout 3, play New Vegas, play Fallout 4. Probably don't bother with 76, although I haven't played 76 myself, but from everything I've heard, unnecessary. But play one of those three and dive into it and immerse yourself in the lore and feel more of the mystery. The series isn't giving anything away to the games and vice versa. It's just, it all takes place in this same world. But yes, so there's a brain in a jar. I forget what I forget what they call them. Anyway, I forget what they're called, but they're like serbo brains or something. But they exist in the game too. And one of them runs Vault 31 and as necessary thaws out a new overseer every so often. But Brother's stuck in there. And he has the choice of either getting into Dad's pod and surviving or slowly starving to death, I suppose. And then we get this massive revelation out in the world. I had assumed that the Brotherhood of Steel had destroyed Shady Sands, that there was conflict between the NCR and the Brotherhood of Steel, and the Brotherhood of Steel nuked Shady Sands. Turns out it was Dad. Turns out Dad did it when Mom found out the truth. So the interesting question, I guess, is 2 years ago, someone in 32 must have found out as well. I'm a little surprised, knowing what I know about. I wonder if that'll be answered because there seems to be an inconsistency. Like, since Dad is a vault-tec manager and the overseer of 32 would have been the same, you would have imagined that they would have been in more frequent contact and that his death wouldn't have been such a surprise. And that, yeah, I don't know. Who knows what vault-tec's protocols were. And what was the experiment? I guess 32 and 33 are basically just there to help preserve the gene pool for the vault-tec employees, and therefore they are, quote, one of the good vaults. There isn't an experiment there because they serve a different purpose. They haven't been leased out to another company to run random interesting tests. Yeah, wow. And Moldaver spills the tea and tells Lucy the truth. Mom got Lucy out. Her memories were of Shady Sands. She crossed paths with Moldaver as a child, but Dad wouldn't stand for that. Went and got his kids back. Killed Mom. Nuked Shady. Well, didn't kill Mom. Nuked Shady Sands, and she got caught in the blast and became a ghoul. And Max survived by hiding in a fridge to be rescued by the Brotherhood of Steel. Wow. And now he's being lauded as the hero who kills Moldaver. He becomes a knight. The Brotherhood of Steel has control over cold fusion. LA is powered up. What is that going to do? I'm fascinated to see what that turns into, but I also wonder whether we're going to be spending a lot of time in LA in season 2, because Dad has gone to New Vegas, which by many is considered the best of the 3 first-person POV games. They're all great, don't get me wrong, but New Vegas is considered by many the pinnacle. And we're going there in season 2, it would appear, because that has been Coop's mission the entire time, taking down vault-tec. He's heard the evil that they are. He's known that evil for 219 years, and he hasn't forgotten. And it's interesting that he asks about his family, which means not just his wife. It wouldn't be surprising to know Mom made it into a vault. She's obviously very high up at vault-tec, and she's secured a place there. But also, are there descendants, or have they somehow preserved themselves? Have they beaten time? That'll be an interesting question to be revealed in season 2. But he asks, where is my family? So does he know that his daughter got into the vault too? Did he hand his daughter off to his wife to save her? Man, cannot wait. It's probably going to be a 2-year wait because season 2 just got greenlit, but man, it's going to be fun. This show is everything I could have hoped for. It never felt like it strayed from the vibe of the show. The underlying mystery is insidious and creepy and depressing. There are vague moral choices by all our characters. Like, when Lucy is presented with this choice, between her dad and Moldaver, there isn't a clear right and a clear wrong. And you play the game that way too. You're presented with choices, which faction to side with, what choices to make, who to kill and who to let live. And there's so much moral ambiguity that it makes for a very gritty, real feeling game, even though the setting is so fantastical. And our characters are being presented with similar challenges in the show, and I think that's really cool. That choice felt so like it was so pulled from the game. Lucy's decision, and then does she kill her mother or let her ghoul mother live? Does she join Cooper or not? Ultimately, she does, and that's going to be a really interesting team up for season 2. Max is not dead, even though she thinks he is, or maybe like she was just trying to shake him awake, or did she think he had died? I don't know. She does say, "I'll find you." So maybe she just couldn't rouse him from his unconsciousness. But Max is stuck in this super weird position now. He wanted to escape. He wanted to go to a vault and live happily ever after with Lucy. And now he's a heroic knight of this new Brotherhood of Steel that controls all the power in Los Angeles. That's crazy. And he's not prepared for it. He's we've said, like, I find Max such an interesting character because he's so atypical for a main character in a drama, an action drama. He's, heroes, for whatever character flaws they may have, they're almost all very proactive and decisive and singular in their purpose. And Max does not seem to think things through at all. He seems to just sort of be along for the ride for so much of his journey. Yeah, I find him such a fascinating character. He's frustrating because he's uncomfortably close to me. I'm not the most proactive go-getter. I dilly-dally and change my mind frequently and choose not to choose often. And yeah, not the stuff that necessarily drives the story forward, but he's just sort of a passenger in the story, and yet he's so central to it. It'll be curious to see whether he finds that as he ascends in power within the Brotherhood of Steel, but we'll have to wait to find out. But what an awesome ride this has been. I really can't fault the show at all for anything. Like, the cinematography was great. The production design, the costumes, the props, the makeup, all like incredibly good. The visual effects were seamless. Like, obviously there's CGI all over this show, and yet it never looked like it was CGI. You knew it was CGI because it couldn't have not been, and yet it never showed. The performances were incredible. Great casting. I think they did such an awesome job. I want to see everything Walton Goggins has done. I want to see more of Ella Purnell. I think she was great. You've got to love, a Kyle MacLachlan. I wish we had more of Michael Emerson, but I'll take every little bit of him I can. Just such a great cast. It's such an atypical cast because it felt like an entire cast of almost nothing but character actors. The vault populations were so coolly cast. They weren't gorgeous people. They were such an eclectic mix of interesting faces and just all types and personalities and sizes, and it was really cool to see. Yeah, I just can't fault the show for anything, but what stood above everything else for me was the story itself. And the story was the one thing that was wholly original. Yes, you're working with the lore of the universe, and that gives you an incredible foundation to build on. But the story of this series is fresh and new and interesting and different, and yet it fits in seamlessly with everything else we already know about the Fallout world. And just massive kudos. And there's so much more to explore as we dive into future seasons. I hope this show lasts, because man, it's such an awesome ride. And at least part of season 2 is going to be in New Vegas, and how freaking awesome is that? So until then, guys, we'll just have to keep ourselves entertained with some other shows and hope that season 2 happens as quickly as humanly possible without sacrificing the quality that we got this first time. Thank you guys so much for joining me on the journey. Thank you for all your comments. And until the next time you decide to visit the channel, take care, stay healthy. We'll see you soon. Cheers.